Hi everybody, welcome to Talk O'Clock, and you're crooked. I just adjusted you. Why are you crooked again? That's better. Welcome, happy Saturday. I hope you're doing good. How was your week? Mine was yum 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 yum. A little weird, because, well, not weird, but maybe annoying? Yeah, I think annoying is a good word, at least when it comes to health. Other than that, my week was great, but health-wise, not so much, because I happened to not be able to film Beyond the Lines. You might have noticed there was no video on Thursday, because one of the symptoms of MS came up that I don't have that, well, I have it often, but not in that intensity. So usually my filming day is Tuesday, and I pretty much was unable to speak a full sentence, like see, it starts again. I do have trouble with finding the right words. I see those words in my head, but I just can't get them out. So I do have a little bit of trouble with finding words, it being in German or English, doesn't matter. But this week it was so intense that, like, 3/4 of Tuesday, I really had trouble talking. And it doesn't make sense to film a video then if you stumble across the easiest words like have or is. It was not a lot of fun. Also, it's not only that I had trouble finding the words, but pronouncing them correctly, which is one of the symptoms I don't have too often. I have to say it was really hot this week outside, like very humid kind of warmth, and I'm so not dealing well with it. I'm looking forward to next week. It's gonna be warm again, but it's gonna be dry heat, which I can deal with way better, and my symptoms don't act up as much. So my MS is, I do have what is called Uthoff syndrome, which means that whenever the temperature is too high for me personally, I have like a pseudo flare up of my MS. So symptoms are so much worse then. But usually I do have trouble with walking, and I had last weekend as well. Lots and lots of trouble with walking. Yeah, that was a hard day. But I don't have as severe symptoms like speech, bladder control, GI system, all of that, fine motor skills. They're not as much affected by Uthoff's as my walking is. So I was really surprised Tuesday that I pretty much couldn't form a sentence made out of 3 words, which was annoying, very annoying, and it also felt quite alarming because I never experienced that in this intensity before, never. So it's like, okay, is this a flare-up, like a for real flare-up, or is it just the heat? What is going on? My brain is sort of working, like being a little foggy because of the heat, but I can see the words, but I can't speak them. Sometimes I can't remember the words too, but if I speak, I can't pronounce them correctly. That was kind of scary, so not my favorite day of the week. But I just decided to lay low and see how things go, and as you can see now, my speech is way better. It's a little cooler today. It's still warm, and yesterday it was also cooler. It was still warm. But yeah, I happened to have a little bit of a better day today. So I thought, okay, let's do the filming, you know. Also, it's the vlog. But yeah, that was a sort of scary experience on Tuesday. I did not like that. It got better the second half of the day, like 4 p.m. ish. It got way better. But by then I was too exhausted to do any filming. So I just went with not doing anything at all. I'm sorry about not having a video up, but I hope I can manage next week. It's, again, supposed to be really hot, but it's dry heat, and I hope my MS is doing better with that. What did I do this week? Let me remember. Okay, so I left off last Friday with a very teary-eyed vlog, I remember. And Saturday I spent like the whole day with Sebastian and his family. We did watch soccer together. We just enjoyed time together, had lovely food together. They really helped distracting from the deep valleys of grief. I didn't not remember, of course, and well, that's just the way it is, and it is fine. But they helped a lot with distracting and well, doing family stuff together, which was very lovely. I very much appreciated that. And Saturday was a really bad day when it came to walking. So Utov was very present. I have a prescription for medical marijuana. So I do have a spray where there's quite a high dose of CBD and THC in there. And I hadn't used it for a while. I got it last summer, and it seems that throughout the winter months, so autumn, winter, springtime, I don't need it because my legs are painful, yes, but they're not as painful as they are now where I can't handle it. And usually I don't like to take that spray in the first half of the day, because then for whatever reason the THC kicks in a little more, and I don't like that. It's not as significant for me in the second day. Again, in the second half of the day, my body seems to do better then. I don't know what it is, but I'm not the only one experiencing that. So Saturday was the first day that I introduced that cannabis spray back into my pill plan. I'm just gonna call it pill plan. There's another word. I have it in my mind. Oh, this is so frustrating. I introduced it back because I really had to, and it helped a lot. But I didn't like that I had to take it first time. I think it was 1:30 at noon. So quite early for me. Usually I go for that spray at around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. because then then my legs really start hurting from walking, sitting, standing on any given hot day. If I lay down all day, I could probably go without the spray, but that's not life. I don't want to lay in bed all summer. I'm not gonna do that. So I had to introduce that spray back. Thank God something like that is available for me. But I just realized, okay, the hot season really is here now. I'm experiencing way more symptoms. And I have to learn to be okay with that again. It takes me like a week or two, and then I'm good. But yeah, it takes a little adjusting, I guess, because I think it comes from feeling loss all over again. So when you lose a certain function of your body, at least I can only talk for me. You get used to that, and you're fine with it at one point. But when you usually have that certain kind of a function, and just because of warm weather you suddenly don't, then you lose, or you have that feeling of loss all over again, even knowing that once the cooler days of the year start, I'm gonna have that back. It's nothing to worry about. Even, I've got a mosquito bite and it's killing me. And it's really red. Yay. So distraction's also one thing. I try to stay focused. There's just that weird sense of loss of, oh, I'm losing that function of my body. And it reminds you of, or at least it reminds me of, well, the fact that I'm gonna lose functions over time. When? I don't know. How? I don't know. Which? I don't know. But I'm gonna. And I can get that, or I can have that thought out of my mind for most of the year because it's just stable. But in summer, it's just, MS is a little harder on me, I have to say. So I just have to remember, okay, this is just adjustment time. You're like a dog. You're shedding a lot of fur and it's summer season and you're moving a little slower and then you get back a lot of fur when it's getting to autumn season and cooler days. So I get my body functions back pretty much. So yeah, I haven't been doing pretty much anything. Sunday, what was Sunday? I think I didn't do anything in particular. I don't even remember what I did on Sunday. Great. Awesome. But yeah, Monday, Tuesday were a little hard because, well, yeah, temperature, mostly laying in bed and such. Wednesday, however, I went to Daniel's house. We met up for the first time this year. I can't believe it. It's June already. Because I brought back some games and I got some other games out of our shared library that I want to play with Sebastian and also with my other friends. We've been talking about what kind of games they wanted to try. So talking mechanics here, game mechanics. And I got 3 lovely, yes, I have to look over there because they're on that desk. 3 lovely games, and we're gonna play some of that on over the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, that's why I'm actually filming today. It's Thursday. I'm filming today. I'm gonna edit the vlog today because tomorrow we're having a full gaming day with Sebastian's parents. They want to try Gloomhaven, so we're going to be at their house and play. And on Saturday, we've got our big DSA role-playing game group. So we're going to be at Sebastian's grandparents' house and play pretty much all day. And then Sunday, I hope I can work a bit, film a bit, because I want to have videos on stock. I'm pretty much done for Art Day until end of July, but I want to stock up on some of the Beyond the Lines videos in case I have one of those days, just like Tuesday, where I can't film for the week. I just want to have videos on stock to then just edit, publish, and so on. So I'm hoping I can do that Sunday. And I also have another project to finish. Let me show you what I did instead of filming for Beyond the Lines. Let me get you. I made lots and lots of milk carton style boxes. You can open them. And I made them very colorful, like all the different kinds of colors, and there's lots of papers over here that will be turned into boxes. Because just like last year where I started, oh, hold on, there we go, where I started prepping the advent calendar for Jörn and I'm currently prepping the advent calendar, like the boxes, for Sebastian, because he's gonna get an advent calendar. I actually have the delivery in of the items. I have to be very vague because I don't know if he watches that episode. So he knows he gets an advent calendar because I had a great idea for this year. I don't make those calendars like every year, but whenever I have a great idea, I make an advent calendar. And since this year I have to make two, one for Sebastian, one for Jörn, I started early, like last year this time round. That sounded weird. Okay, you know what I mean. I started prepping the advent calendar with Jörn. We had the Lego Star Destroyer that we built over 24 days. And I started doing that in June as well, I remember. Yeah, I'm working on the advent calendar. So that's, the boxes are not done, they're just the boxes. So I will use some wooden circles for the numbers of the day down here. There's got to be maybe a little bit of a ribbon around here. And I'm not going to do anything to the top because I have one of these chains, I don't know, things, where you have like 24 cloth pins attached to that string, and you can, well, clip a box or a bag or whatever onto that string and yeah, have them look lovely. So I haven't just I'm not going to do anything to the top of the box, so maybe I'll add some ribbon on that height. I'm not sure yet what you think. Maybe like a very thin one in whatever color, like a yellow here, maybe this one. I would maybe even go with a very light green, so just contrasting colors and such. So I've just been going around my crafting stash, all my cardstock piles and pattern paper, or pattern cardstock better said, because it's not paper, all of that, and have just been building boxes. And this is, by the way, now a clip of how I do that. it's by design that they're not Christmassy looking, because Sebastian is very particular with Christmas decorations. He can only stand so much of the cliche Christmas decorations. So I thought maybe it would be a little cooler to make these colorful boxes and make them look like presents, because not every present is maybe wrapped in something, I don't know, gold or green or red paper, but maybe you have some other lovely paper or paper bags that you put your Christmas gifts in. So those boxes are supposed to be reminiscent of, well, little boxes of gifts and such. Not necessarily this super Christmassy, but it's our thing. I'm particularly looking forward to this paper here, or cardstock. I couldn't not use it because it's just so corny, but it's his favorite color. It's dark green, so he's gonna have Bambi on a light green box. So I sorted all of the cardstock to go through, so checked out which pattern cardstock goes with what cardstock for the boxes, and they're all sorted, and I don't want to mess with it now. But it's pretty much the colors of the rainbow, and I mean, he even has a pink box, and since he's gonna be a teacher, of course, he's gonna teach the alphabet and such. So yeah, went for these boxes. I worked on them yesterday and today. Excuse me. I worked on them yesterday and today, and yeah, and I guess I will do some more. Jan is out of the house for tonight, so I do have the apartment to myself. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts currently and just crafting and not talking too much. This is actually getting really what's the word? Exhausting. This is really getting quite exhausting now already, and I've only filmed like 20 minutes. So yeah, I might not talk for the rest of the night, but just keep on crafting and listening to podcasts. So I hope you had a great week. Like I said, I hope you did something lovely. Are you already thinking about crafting ideas for the post-summer holidays that are coming up? Are you splitting your time as well as to not get overwhelmed with things? So I know it's June and I'm working on Christmas stuff, but yeah, I need to spread it out. Excuse me. I need to spread it out throughout the months, otherwise I get overwhelmed. So that's why I'm starting so early. I wonder if you're doing the same thing, or am I just weird that way? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you're looking forward to an awesome weekend, relaxing and wonderful with... excuse me. Oh, this is getting bad. Relaxing and filled with something that you really love doing. So I keep my fingers crossed for you that you're having a great couple of days and also a great week next week. And I'm gonna see you next Saturday on this format, hopefully with a little less trouble when it comes to speaking. Let's see. Have a good one, guys. Bye.